Hi, this is Raven Many Voices, and I am so excited to present to you the Inner Counsel of your soul. This series, 4 parts, is including the mind, the heart, the emotions, and the body. We'll be looking at each part and helping you to navigate this internal spirit counsel. And what I mean by that is that we all have guides, and we usually think of our spirit guides as these beings of love and light that guide us through life. They nudge us, they give us insight, wisdom, they help us get a parking spot when we're desperately trying to find one, but we usually think of these beings as outside of us: angels, ancestors, animals, spirits of the earth, spirits of the heavens. But we actually have our own internal spirit guides of our own being. So I'm super excited to present this series to you and to help you navigate the inside guides of your soul. So we begin our journey with the mind, and I am so excited to take you on this journey. So what you'll discover today is what is the counsel of the soul, creating a relationship with this inner counsel of the soul, super important. You want to be able to talk to them, and I really want to empower you, to help you to be able to talk to your and listen to yourself. Probably the number one question. I have been helping people with spiritual counseling, getting in touch with their loved ones, their guides, all those beings of love and light for over 20 years now. But the number one question and block I hear is that people feel like they can't trust themselves, and they can't trust what they're hearing is from themselves or from their guides. So when you know what your internal voice sounds like and what your guidance is for yourself, then you can trust those guides. The first person of this beautiful counsel that we'll be meeting is your mind. We'll discover how your focus, how that works, and how to turn off that chatter of the mind, as I have a chatty one. So this is a really important lesson and what we start with first. And then also the big one I hear a lot is fear blocks us in so many ways in our life. So we'll discover what is fear and how we can overcome this block. So what is the counsel of the soul? The counsel of the soul is literally nothing new. This concept, this terminology has many different terms for it. It is found in every indigenous culture around the world. The reason why is all peoples needed a way to be able to navigate the internal landscape of our soul. We realize that we have this physical body, but we have a spiritual body too. And we have deep emotions about what we experience, and our mental mind can chatter away. So how do we really navigate all that? So these essential 4 parts, the mind, the heart, the emotions, and the body, are kind of reflected in everything around us, be it the seasons: spring, summer, fall, winter, the 4 directions: north, south, east, west, and also in a lot of different artwork around in different indigenous cultures. So you can see the sangleshka, or the medicine wheel, here with the 4 colors representing the 4 directions, but also represents the 4 parts of self. And then here in a Tibetan Buddhist mandala, you have the 4 houses, or the 4 directions. Part of my face on the video is covering part of it, but there's 4 different directions, or the 4 houses of the self. So we can really see that this terminology, this way to dialogue with ourself, really is in everything around us. And the reason why is we needed a way, we need a structure to be able to navigate this inner world. So in such a chaotic, crazy world right now, having that internal place of peace, that temple, that place of rest and insight is so important, because again, the answers we seek are really within us. So that is the journey, and why from ancient times to current times we're seeking those answers within. So what is the mind? The mind is your personal supercomputer. It's a filter. That's right. That amazing thing between your ears helps to filter all the cosmic rays, different dimensions, information, and in our super media super highway of information, including internet, like you're watching your computer right now, there is a lot of information to sift through. So that filter helps to filter out what's not important and what is important to you. It's memory storage and recall. And with a lot of our different diseases that affect memory, we're starting to realize that memory and memory recall is so important. Your memories of what happened when you're young to what happened yesterday or what you even ate today. Your brain helps to sort all that out. And it is our memories and experiences that help shape us for who we are. So that brain helps to keep all that intact. Discernment and ethical navigation. That's a fun word, isn't it? So discernment is really about deciding what you like and what you don't like. I like Brussels sprouts, but I hate lima beans. Whatever you like and don't like. So your brain keeps track of that, and it has to adapt or be flexible when you change your mind. Maybe when you get older, lima beans are pretty awesome, but Brussels sprouts give you gas. So things can change. Ethical navigation comes from what feels right for you. So for one person, traveling the world and studying different cultures and doing that feels right for them and their soul, so that ethically is something that they're very driven to do. Maybe for another person though, their navigation keeps them in their own town, a small town, but they devote all their care and feeding to those people within that town and not travel. So again, ethically, what is right and wrong for you is really a job of the mind to help with that. Now, discernment is different than judgment. We're not judging, though judgment and discernment go hand in hand. When done with the heart, we'll talk about that later, it can be a beautiful thing. It's a personal organizer. Holy cow. Have you tried to keep track of all your different passwords? I don't know about you, but I have to use a book. And our mind keeps that personal organizer of time, dates, appointments, passwords, all that, all in order for us, and can recall that, working with the memory. It's also a problem solver. So you can be able to think outside the box and come up with creative solutions and ideas for problems that are in your current life or the larger world. So it's a creative muse too. I mean, holy cow, the mind comes up with all kinds of things. And sometimes it comes up with false realities that drive us crazy. Like, oh my gosh, if my boss says this, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. So our mind can sometimes get out of control with its idea generator, but really think about it. Think about it. You make all kinds of different decisions. You make all kinds of different choices. And you can actually visualize what something may look like. Like if you won the lottery right now, what would that look like? See, you went there because your mind can. So give a big pat on the back or pat on the head to your mind. It's pretty amazing. So let's meet your mind. So part of our work to understand this counsel and this mind is we need to get to know who it is, who they are, and how they work with us. So to be able to do that, we're going to do some meditations on each of these 4 videos. This meditation will help you to go deeper in meeting that part. All these parts will meet around the same device, which is a round table. The Council of the Soul, or the round table, think of King Arthur, they all equally sit around the table so that they all equally have a vote for what they would like to do or not do, and also a voice to be able to share their concerns. So we'll be meeting at the same table in the heart, the round table, with all these different parts coming to meet. So for each of these meditations, mark the time on this video so that you can go back and watch this meditation again and again if you need help to be able to meet your mind. So if you're in a place in your life right now, turn off all the phone distractions and allow yourself to just rest and be in this place. Take some nice deep breaths and close your eyes and allow yourself to just be. Breathing in deeply and breathing out. Feel the earth below your feet. Just feel from the very tip of your little toe to the tip of your nose to your head. Feel your body and just be aware of your body. Maybe release that tension out of that neck, the shoulders. And I want you to call upon Mother Earth, that spring green color of Earth. Call that energy up, all the way up through your feet to your heart, and allow that spring green energy to ground you, to help you to be in this place here and now. And with that, I want you to focus on your heart, your chest, and in that heart space, that beautiful connection point to everywhere, inside and outside. I want you to focus on the inside in a beautiful round table. You can visualize this table however you'd like, made out of gold or wood or stone. But I want you to see that beautiful table, the center of your heart, with 4 chairs waiting. And we're going to call the first being to come join that table is the mind. So please call your mind forward. Allow the mind to come forward, to walk forward, and this can take any shape. Maybe you see a brain floating in midair, or a color, a person, or an animal. Try not to judge whatever the brain decides to show itself as, the mind. Allow it to take a form. Once you see this form, thank your mind for being here to talk with it. And our first question that we need to ask the mind is, what is it focused on? What is it thinking about right now? Is it thinking about projects, to-do lists, grocery lists, meetings? Is it focused on something somebody said or something you didn't say to this person? Is it a project? Is it something you're procrastinating? Is it bored? Does it want to learn something new? Or is it tired? Does it feel overworked? What is your mind focused on? And out of all that it is thinking about, what does it need to be happy? What does your mind need right now to be happy? Again, does it need something to do, to focus on? Do you need to complete a project? Are you not following through and completing a project or something around the house, or a creative project, or maybe something at work? Do you need to ask for that raise? Do you need to ask that person out on a date? Do you need to do your taxes, balance your checkbook, or learn a foreign language? What does your mind need to be happy? Thank your mind and let it know that you are here to listen to it, that you are making a choice to listen to your mind, and the mind needs to be clear with what it needs. And you ask it to come sit at that beautiful round table, knowing that you can go back at any time by placing your hand on your chest over that heart, that you can connect with that round table and hear your mind at any time. Know that your mind is here to answer any questions as we talk about all these beautiful things today, thanking it for being here, for being that supercomputer, for being that beautiful filter, for just being amazing. So give that beautiful mind, whatever shape or form it took, a big hug, coming back into your awareness of the here and now, wiggling your fingers, your toes, and when you're ready, opening your eyes. And those questions that you're going to want to ask your mind are, what does your mind look like? This is important. What your mind looks like gives a huge subconscious kind of awakening of how you interact with your mind. For example, this whole technique and all this work came several years ago for me when I had a horrible car accident and was trying to decide if I was going to stay on the planet or not. With that work of being isolated because I couldn't do a lot as I had a brain bruise and had to let my mind heal, I ended up having a lot of conversations with the different parts of me. When I looked at my mind, it looked like George Patton. It was an army general that barked out orders who didn't listen to the other parts, and I wonder why I was really having some problems in my life. I wasn't listening and following to my heart, the divine plan. I wasn't always honoring my emotions, and my body, well, I wasn't eating or feeding it right. No wonder I had a car accident. It was a huge awakening for me and a rewiring. So that general image was really important. It allowed me to understand how my mind was kind of ruling over the others and not respecting them. I'm happy to say now my mind has changed. It's become kind of a businessman looking fox who's very clever and very professional. And I'm very grateful because that clever mind helped me to learn how to do what you're looking at right now. So your mind can change, the image can change for any of the parts. What is your mind focused on? This is so super important. Our minds, because they are so clever, oftentimes think about things we're not aware of, and it causes difficulty for the rest of us. So if your mind is thinking about, let's say you had a bad argument with a good friend, and your mind focuses on it again and again and again. Circular thinking can be draining on us. It makes our body stress out, our emotions be chaotic, and our heart hurt. So our minds sometimes need to be reminded to stop doing that. That's about focus. So knowing what your mind is thinking about is super important. And sometimes your mind is sick of thinking about something. Maybe you're forcing it to think about something over and over and over again when you just need to trust everything will work out. Sometimes our minds need breaks. So again, understand and look at what your mind's looking at. And finally, what does your mind need to be happy? This is huge. Our minds, they need breaks. Sometimes they need new entertainment or new things to learn. By asking what our mind needs to be happy is huge. And sometimes the mind just wants to be loved and respected for all the hard work it does. So these questions can be a daily question to ask your mind to help you go deeper with that relationship. So discipline the mind. I love this quote. It really sums it up. To enjoy good health, to bring true happiness to one's family, to bring peace to all, one must first discipline and control one's own mind. If a man can control his mind, he can find the way to enlightenment, and all wisdom and virtue will naturally come to him. This is spoken by the Buddha. And again, Buddha was often known as the doctor of the mind. He understood that through our minds, if we could change the way we think, we could change our world. So that discipline, we oftentimes don't like that word discipline, but Buddha oftentimes talked about our mind being the monkey mind, and that sometimes we have to give our monkey a banana to make it chill out. So give your mind a banana. So let's talk about focus. So I love this image. Everybody look at this really cute pink elephant on the screen. Isn't it adorable? So what is your mind thinking about right now? A pink elephant. And I love this example because no matter how much I tell you not to focus on that pink elephant on the screen, your mind's going to go to it again and again. So what we focus on is what we create in our life. And again, the more you focus on something, the more you're going to start seeing it everywhere around you in the world. So you choose what your mind focuses on. If you want to focus on this pink elephant, I guarantee you're probably going to manifest or see some kind of pink elephant in the next couple of weeks, and it can show up in strange ways. But again, that can be a positive thing too. We can focus on prosperity, abundance, wealth, health, cooperation, compassion, love, peace. If we focus on these things, then we will project that focus out in the world, and create what we want in the world. You can change your thoughts. This is really important. Again, remember that circular thinking? It's kind of like a wash machine that's out of balance. If your wash machine is clunk, 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 out of balance and walking across the floor, what do? You open the lid. So when we stop our circular thinking and ask, is this thinking helping me right now? And a lot of times the answer is no. Then we need to stop the wash machine, stop those spinning thoughts, and focus on something we do want to think about. So we can actually change our thoughts to something positive. So instead of thinking, I'm not enough, this is never going to work, I'm going to fail, I'm going to give it my best, I am really good at what I do, this is going to be a great experience. Just by changing the words, we change our thinking. And by changing our thinking, we change our words. What you think about becomes reality. So again, they found with athletes that if they could focus on winning the game, skiing the perfect ski jump, or swimming the perfect lap, they became what they thought about. And they've used that with physical therapy for athletes that have lost limbs. When they visualize actually swimming, skiing, running, doing that thing, the muscles actually twitched as if they were running and helped with their physical therapy. So it's amazing what the mind can do. It really can help us with so many things: healing, understanding, traveling to another planet. So what we think about becomes reality. Experiences are not good or bad. And this is a big one. Experiences really aren't good or bad. It is what our mind assigns it. So if you come from a negative point of view, your world around you is going to be negative. So it doesn't mean that the world needs to be rainbows and unicorns either, because if we think only positive, this makes us go the other extreme. What we have to realize is that life is just life. It's experiences. Some things are pleasant, some things are not as pleasant, but they're all beautiful lessons, opportunities. So if we take away the polarization of good and bad and just let life be, then things get easier. Again, the mind will assign things. That's why some people love birthdays and some people hate birthdays, of how their mind assign the good or the bad. And again, are you thinking, what you're thinking about, is it even real? This pink elephant you're seeing, is that really real? Well, it's on the screen on the computer, but it's amazing what our mind will make us believe is real. If we now believe that there's a pink elephant following us around, then we're going to be seeing a pink elephant. So check in with the mind and make sure that its ability to think in abstract ways and different realities and different ways, is that something you really want to make reality in your life? Or is what it's worrying about and fearing about, is that even something you need to focus on? So let's talk about fear. Dun, dun, dun. Fear. Oh my gosh, fear. There is no fear. Fear is the enemy. Well, if divine gave us fear, then it is a tool and part of us. Maybe we need to start looking at fear in a different way. So fear, another way to think about it, is the Safety Advisory System, or SAS. Yes, that's right, SAS. When your mind gives you SAS, it's giving you fear because it is a safety advisory. What do I mean by that? If we all jumped up on the roof with capes and pretend to be Superman or Superwoman, that would probably cause us some problems because we might jump off and then gravity will have its way. So our fear of gravity, or what would happen if we jumped off the roof, keeps us safe. So our fear is just that. It's like a doorway or a review that asks you, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure you want to ask that person out on the date? Are you sure you want to apply for that job? Are you sure you want to buy that car? Are you sure you want to walk out the door today? The thing is that the rest of us knows, yes, I have every right to get that job because I am qualified for it. Yes, I want to ask that person out because I really like them. Yes, I'm going to walk out that door because I deserve to be alive and part of the world today. So fear is just the door, and once you say that to fear, it opens the door. Fear doesn't have to be a bully. Fear doesn't have to control you or keep you under the covers like this image every day. Fear is really there to kind of guide you, to help you, but not control you. And this also goes the other way. You can't be telling your fear to sit in the corner with a dunce hat. You can't be the bully to your fear either. When you really look at your fear, this is really interesting. Fear is actually really afraid. Whoa, wait, what? Fear is not a monster or a bully or an evil force. It really is this part of you that's afraid of what's next, that you don't have control over. That's fear. So if you think of fear more like a child who's afraid, when you explain to the child or the fear, hey, it's okay. We can climb up on the roof because I have this ladder and I have this person helping me. We're not going to fall off. So when we explain that, then it helps us to have a better relationship with fear. And also, the fear doesn't need to be in charge. It's just that safety advisory, but it is not the one making decisions. So if you're still stuck in fear, by having your higher self or your heart share that divine plan, a lot of times our fear goes, oh, that's why we have to go through this. That's why we have to ask this person out. You may not understand all of what's going to come next, but when your fear sees that, your fear can chill out. And it's not in charge of your life. Fear, you can go and have a good conversation with it. You don't have to be afraid of it. You don't have to beat it with a stick. You can just say, hey, what are you afraid of? Oh, we're good. I took care of that. We don't have to worry about that anymore. It is literally a divine tool. Divine gave this to help us so that we don't fly off the handle and do crazy things. It helps us to look at things and to question, is this the right course for me? And when the answer is yes, fear would gladly open that door and let us go to the next step, because fear will always be at that next door, always checking to be sure that we're on the right track. Have respect for fear. It's here to help you, not block you. So what can you do today? You can meditate. You've probably heard this. Meditation's good. I want to really challenge you on meditation, though. Meditation doesn't have to be hours and hours of silence and no thoughts and no thinking and blissful nothingness. I really challenge anybody to do that, because it's a lot of questions, a lot of energy, a lot of thoughts going through our minds. Meditation needs to be a download. The meditation you just did with me talking to your brain, talking to your mind, that was a meditation. And it was literally just a conversation between you and your mind. You can totally hash out all kinds of ideas like, hey mind, what class should I teach next? Hey mind, what should I get to the grocery store this time? What recipe should I work on? So you can like have this conversation with your mind, and it's awesome. You guys can work together, and that's a meditation. So you can just have times where your thoughts, you just let the worry come. Challenge yourself to have a worry session, 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the most, where you just worry about everything. But when that phone goes beep, 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 warning you your 10 minutes are up, you're done. It's actually quite relieving to get all those worries off your mind. And oftentimes your worries are unfounded. Again, your mind coming up with realities that don't need to happen. So try meditating, try movement and meditating, riding the bus, driving your car, vacuuming. Walking is one of my favorites. So try different kinds of meditation and let the mind talk away, or just listen to beautiful music and be at peace. Take charge. Change negative thoughts to positive statements. Like I said, when you have the washing machine of thoughts going, you got to open that lid and choose to have positive thoughts. Remember, you can't just stop negative thinking. You need to replace it with something positive. Your mind needs breaks. What is your escape tool? This is huge. Again, our minds are so busy filtering all the craziness from advertisements to news to media to your neighbors talking, arguing to what the boss said. Holy cow, we're exhausted. So we need outlets, places to give our mind rest. Some people like to read or listen to music, to do art or go for a walk. And yes, even playing on your phone, that little silly game you like to play, or on a computer is still breaks. TV and movies can be beautiful. You can use these escapes to give your brain something mindless to do to unplug for a while. Just be sure, just like the worry meditation, you do it for a limited time. So if your worry break is an hour of reading, an hour listening to music, or an hour playing on your phone, set a timer. So that way your brain gets a break to drool on itself, and you switch back into something else that may want to do, like learning something new. Maybe your brain is bored of doing the same stuff, the same job, and maybe you need something new. So right now you're learning something new and old. So this is great. You're expanding your mind. But what else? A language, a new recipe, I don't know, designing your yard, learning about cats from around history. Whatever you feel called to, let that mind explore. By exploring and learning new things, you activate more of that memory, recall, and learning, which activates your whole brain. And it's by keeping our brains active and alive that keeps the memory, recall, storage, and all that active in our later years. And then love your mind. Respect this amazing part of your body, your soul team. Holy cow. It's not in charge, and we're going to work on that here in the next video, but it definitely has big part of who we are and how we navigate this world. We need a navigation system. We need to be able to like figure out apples and oranges and Brussels sprouts and lima beans. We need that. So respect this mind and love it and work with it. Perfect. Now that we've got through the mind, next on our inner soul counsel is meet the heart. We're going to find peace between the mind and the heart because you guessed it, those two are the ones that like to fight the most. Understand your higher self. Ooh, what's the higher self? And learn to trust yourself again. Yay. So tune in to the next video and we'll go deeper into the next part of ourself. Again, if you're needing more help, if you're watching this and your mind is all over the place and you're having difficulty, remember you can call for help. I excel with this. That's the reason why I was given these tools, is to help others navigate their own inner soul. As a medium, I give a voice to what needs a voice to. So I would be happy to give your inner soul counsel a voice so that you can find those blocks, those wounds. You can just discover your higher self, help heal your inner child, rediscover your passion and creativity, and live a good life. So definitely tune in, give me a call, go visit ravenmedium.com, my website, or give me a call. So thank you, and I hope to see you on the next video. Namaste.